not so bad. Like, I've heard talk on social media of people, Christian couples, saying maybe it's okay if we do it together. Maybe this can be something that we actually do to get intimacy. Or even Christian men are saying online that, as long as I'm not lusting over another woman, as if somehow you can do this without lusting over another woman. And it's about
don't lie to you, but this is actually very serious, because in the church, when you look at the statistics, 78% about pornography, 78% of men in the world struggle with pornography. Now let's go to the church. You think that stat would drop. The stat dropped by 3%. 75% of men in the church struggle with pornography, which shows you that this demon, it's like a lion, as Genesis says, that sin is like a demon. Sin is like a lion waiting at the door, ready to devour you. And our job as the church is not to hide back from these topics, but you are struggling with a sin, and the pastor's role is not to hide it and act legalistic. The pastor's job is to equip you to overcome the sin in your life and equip you to overcome the demons that are coming against you. And this is the thing, by the way, these stats are not just about single people, because you think a lot of people, single people are like, man, I just need to get married. I'm going to get over this addiction. Single women and single men. This is an issue in both genders. They think, I'm going to get married, I'm going to finally get over it. But then you get married and the stat doesn't drop to 10%. The stat drops from 75% to 53%. So 53% of married men in the church struggle with pornography. 34% of married women in the church struggle with pornography, which shows you that this is a very serious issue to address, and this is why we want to address it. What would you say to someone here, a married couple, or maybe a man or a woman who is struggling with pornography? What would you say they need to do, or what would God say according to the Bible?
If you watch porn, you're kind of gay. And I make that statistically. If you watch porn, you're gay. Porn is gay. There's actually a massive study that's been done recently that shows how homosexuality and sexual perversion, the reason they became very predominant, popular, and active in the last 30 to 40 years is because of homosexuality. It's because of pornography. Pornography has been a reason for the rise, celebration, and the normalization of sexual perversion. Because pornography by nature is about perversion. If you go online, which most men, you potentially have been across stuff like that, is that pornography is designed to create a hyper fake sexualized activity that feels real, but it's fake. So you get addicted to a dopamine rush, and this is the problem. It's not natural, it's not real, because you're not looking at reality, you're looking at a screen. You're having a girl that is having an orgasm because the guy kissed her for 5 seconds, and it's like you look at the whole thing, she's in makeup, it's edited, it's all that kind of stuff. And then you come to reality, and reality doesn't match it. So the problem at the moment, your brain is struggling to understand what's going on. It's very, very important. This is a reason for the rise of sexual perversion, homosexuality, the LGBTQ sex cult, LGBTQ, ABC, frogmen, frogwomen, Fury, the dogs and the cats. And when you go to Mardi Gras, it's happening right now. You can go on the street on Saturday night, on Sunday night, you see old naked men dancing on the street. Very weird stuff. And it is because of pornography. Because that hypersexualized, fake, orgasm, it's not fake, that real orgasm that comes from a fake experience, that is not real. It gets you addicted like a drug. And the more doses you get of pornography, it just gets worse. You start to get hardcore. It's like, what about 2 people? What about 3 people? What about gay people? What about kids? What about animal? What about bestiality? And before you know it, you find yourself in a hyper sexualized place. That's why I said to you, porn makes people gay. Porn is a contribution to you moving from being sexually normal to sexually perverted. And you move that to the marriage bed. Now you have men and women who are addicted to a fake reality that your brain perceives as real. The issue about screens is that your brain is watching something that is not real, but your brain cannot differentiate between real and not real because they saw the exact same image on a screen, and your brain cannot differentiate between screen real and real. It's the problem that happens after so many years of watching that girl that doesn't fart and is hot 24/7. Eventually meet reality, and reality is imperfect, and reality is real, and reality is not pornography. So now nothing is working and nothing is going up because you're being addicted to a reality that is not real, and you have a fake hyper dopamine. By the way, it's in everything that we do. It's in the food that we eat. Yeah. We eat cheese. It creates a crazy reaction in your brain. You're not supposed to eat cheese. You're not supposed to eat sugar. You get a crazy experience. That's why you get addicted. The exact same thing as pornography. You get an experience that God never created you to have. Yeah. So it's, by the way, every addiction that you have hinges on that hyper dopamine rush experience. Like the moment I eat chocolate, I go crazy. Like, give me some more chocolate. Like, I will eat like 10 packets. And I figured out I'm not created to eat chocolate. That's a reason. And the same thing with pornography. So now you have reality, which is marriage or a vegetable. I hate vegetables. Like vegetable or chocolate, vegetable. So now you get the reality into marriage. And you're facing a man-made, hypersexualized reality versus the marriage bed. And it becomes problematic.
It's interesting because, like, I mean, we listened to one sermon. It was a Christian who kind of is an expertise in all this, expert in all this kind of stuff. Sexologist. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to use the word sexologist because I think it's a weird title. Can you imagine saying, hi, I'm Noleen and I'm a sexologist? Like, that's just weird. I don't know why anyone would want to claim that. But he was a Christian and very much passionate about this, especially for Christians. But one thing that they were talking about was how God has designed the human body so purposefully that he has designed you to crave only your husband and only your wife if you take responsibility. What that means is, like Andrew's saying, that dopamine rush that you're creating, it's pretty much the way God has designed you. Is you see something, it creates some sort of response inside of you. That dopamine is one example, and it makes you feel something. So the more you're watching porn, the more you're pretty much making your body respond with this dopamine rush. You are drawing yourself in every capacity to that one thing. And God has designed that to happen only for your husband and only for your wife. And so the beautiful thing is, we said this morning, you can actually, like, you have to go on a porn detox, basically. But it's not that you completely give it up. Find that in the security of your marriage with only your husband, only your wife. So what he was saying is, pretty much the neuro pathways, you're creating a neuro pathway. Your brain is telling you, I feel something good when I see this. Replace that with only the affection or the sexual pleasure inside the marriage bed with only your husband or only your wife. This is the beautiful thing, is God has designed us, like, the more you are married, the more sex you have, the more you find your spouse attractive. Like, God is so good. Can we just acknowledge that for a second? God is so good that he has designed it like that. It's not that the more you eat it, the more sick you get of it. He is so beautiful in how he's designed the human body. The intimacy that comes in marriage, the more you do it, the more you crave it, the more you love it. Very similar, by the way, to your relationship with God. The more you read the Bible, the more you crave it. The more you spend time in the presence of God, the more you crave it. When you look at marriage and covenant, it is a mirroring image of the relationship with Christ and his church. It is so similar. So if you struggle with porn, if you know, obviously there's counseling if it's a real issue in your marriage.
There's experience.
It's a real serious moment. You had to pull it out. I love it. But if you do struggle, it's so interesting because God has given you a pathway out. It's just that you have to take responsibility, and it's going to be hard, but do it together. That I'm going to change now the way that my brain sees things as pleasurable. I'm going to detox the porn and find that only in my spouse. God has designed your body to help you do that. You just need to be responsible to do that.
I love that. I had someone this morning say, like, they're struggling with the concept of, I just can't imagine being with one person for the rest of my life and not getting bored. Like, I can't imagine, like, finding this person exciting for the rest of my life. And I was like, just exactly what you said. I'm like, think about it. Do you think about your relationship with God? Can you fathom the fact that you have a relationship with God for the rest of your life and you're not going to get bored of it? Why? Because you're seeking intimacy with him. It only gets boring if you stop reading your word, if you stop pursuing God. And it's exactly what you said. The more you study God, the more you read his word, the more you spend time in worship, it gets dry. Our relationship with God gets dry sometimes, but that's not because there's something wrong with it. And a lot of people in their relationships, it's dry. That means there's something wrong. I need to go to the next hit. Let me get more dopamine. Let me go to the screen. But in the same way in your relationship with God, when it gets dry, that means I need to pursue Him more. I need to read the Word more. I need to worship Him more. And it's exactly the same. The more you eat of it, the more you hunger for it and the more you desire it.
Exactly.
And we really want to help men or whoever to really go on this sanctification journey of detoxing pornography.
Yeah.
It's a very tough journey. It's a very long journey. You're literally like a heroin drug addict who is going through hell and back to reverse the damage that had been done in your brain. If you're born in the West, you are sexually messed up and you don't know it. That's why a lot of Christians, when we talk about homosexuality and say homosexuality is sin, they get triggered. I'm like, because you're sexually perverted and you don't know it.
Yeah.
Like you are being so perverted by the hypersexualized culture. Just go on the street, go to the city, half naked girl, half naked lady, add here, add there. They are desensitizing you to sexuality. That's really the job of the sex revolution. It's like you watch a movie and every second person now is like fully naked. And the point is they're trying to normalize sexual perversion. That's really the point. You can't watch a movie now without seeing a scene and you're like, they're not married and they're acting like they're married. It's crazy, right? It's like you can't even escape it. So it's gonna be a journey of detoxing and a journey of sanctification. And you really gotta start the journey. It's gonna be fasting, praying, seeking the Lord, seeking accountability, getting around godly men, seeking wise counsel, and seeking help to detox. It's gonna be a big journey. It's literally like a drug addict. You are going on a journey of detoxing all the sexual perversion and all the sex stuff that have been put in your brain, that your brain is literally functioning in a perverted, wrong way, that you no longer find reality pleasurable, but you find fiction pleasurable. And I really want to take the men for a moment, that this is something very big for me as a pastor, that enables me to actually make it to the long journey. You need to learn how to be honest, authentic, and vulnerable with your weakness and sin with godly men or your leaders around you. I was catching with one of my mentors, Pastor Landon Shaw. He leads an amazing mega church in Texas, and he said to me, I want you to let me know when if you're struggling, when you're struggling with pornography, if you're struggling of looking at another woman and find her emotionally or sexually attractive. I want you to let me know if there is any hint of struggle with sexuality, because whatever you hide, it will take over you. It's very important. We can tend to create a culture in the church of secrecy, self-righteousness, shame, and judgment. And it's very, very important. That's why one of my personal values is authenticity. I like to tell people how it is, because I don't want to create a culture of secrecy. What is secrecy? When you have a problem, which we're all sinners, all the men in the house, every man in this room can have the problem, or most likely had a pornography problem. So you have to seek wise counsel, because a man who seeks isolation seeks destruction. The more you hide your sin, the more you bury your sin, the more you hide that struggle, the more you bury that struggle, that sin will grow from pornography to brothel, to prostitute, to cheating on your wife, to another woman, to an affair. Before you know it, what was so little became so big because you didn't seek counsel. The Bible said, confess your sin to one another so that you might be healed. It is very, very important for men when it comes to these areas of sexuality and struggle to be honest and vulnerable. No shame, no judgment, because we are men, we are all struggle with the exact same issue. The only difference between me and you is that maybe I have overcome it, but guess what? It can come back. In fact, I'm a sinner and I need to repent, which means for the rest of my life, that sexual thing is going to be in me, within me, till the moment I die. If David struggled with having a wandering eye, how much more should anybody here be struggling with the exact same problem? What I was surprised is that my spiritual mentors, who are very big people, they, like very mega church people, they have people in the world that they tell when they're struggling, or if they're struggling with pornography, with looking at different women,
Yeah.
with emotional issues, with marriage issues. And that helps to bring vulnerability, and that removes secrecy, and this brings light, which means we can actually find a solution to the problem. Hey, older men, if you're struggling with pornography, there is an app that you can get that when you go on porn, all your friends are gonna know. Very awkward. I know a lot of people that struggle with pornography, single people, that they decided they're gonna remove the door of the bedroom. I'm like, how awesome. If your eyes cause you to stumble, take it out. That's what the Bible says. So for some men, maybe you need to get the app, and whenever you're gonna go on porn, the whole world is gonna know from your men that you trust, and it's gonna keep you accountable. I know a lot of the biggest pastors that I came across that struggled with porn as young people, they literally have their devices connected to their spiritual mentors, that if they go on porn, their spiritual mentors will know. So there is a way out. It's a journey of sanctification and detoxing of pornography. And no matter what you find yourself in, we want to help you. We have crews. We have an amazing man of God that can genuinely keep you accountable, because the moment you hide it, it will destroy you.